it's time to talk playoff scenarios because that's really what we've been leading this whole year up to.
Yep.
It's time for conference championship week. Or hold on, I clicked on the Army Navy game on accident. Okay, the conference championship matchups are Conference USA is 8-0 in conference and undefeated overall Liberty against 10-3 and 7-1 in conference New Mexico State. Mm-hmm. Great turnaround for that program. They had like a very bad year the past few years. So good for that. Oregon and Washington in the Pac-12. Texas and Oklahoma State in the Big 12. Georgia, Alabama in the SEC title. Tulane, SMU, both undefeated in conference for the American. Michigan against Iowa for the Big 10. And Louisville against Florida State for the ACC title. Now, we got to consult the rankings because
I've got them pulled up right now. If you want
I just pulled them up. Okay. Georgia's at the 1. I thought maybe they would have Michigan jump them. They did not. I didn't think it would happen, but I was like, it might happen. Michigan's at 2. Washington is at 3. Florida State's at 4. Those are your 4 undefeated teams. Bottom line, if any of those 4 win, they're in.
Yeah. It's essentially what it comes down to.
If the 4 of those teams win, they're all making the playoff. There are 4 one-loss teams behind them, and 3 of them have something to say about it. Ohio State does not. Oregon is at 5, and Ohio State is at 6. Texas is at 7. Bama is at 8. I think Texas and Bama should be ahead of Oregon and Ohio State. That's just my opinion. At least Texas should be, because I've been saying this for the longest time. I think Texas is a better team than Oregon. Mm-hmm. I get that Texas has a worse loss to we found out not so great Oklahoma team. Mm-hmm. But Texas has that win at Bama, bro. Basically what I take into account is record and then what's your best win. Mm-hmm. And I think Texas is a better win than any of those one-loss teams, and probably better than any win Florida State has. And I think Texas is just getting I get that they haven't looked like that impressive, but they just put up 57 points on Texas Tech. The close win against Iowa State, close win against TC. Yeah. I think they're a better team. I think push comes to shove, Texas is a better team than Oregon. Now, the big team, the one team that can just cause a whole bunch of, but this team's better, but this team's better, but this team's better. The one team that could cause all that chaos is Alabama.
Yeah.
They're sitting at 8. And people are like, well, even if they win the SEC title, is it going to be enough to hop Texas? Is it going to be enough to hop Oregon? What if Florida State wins? What if this happens? Bottom line. If Bama wins the SEC after beating a team that has lost one game in the last 2 years, Georgia, if they win that game, they're not keeping them out. They're just not.
And because of that, if they bring Bama in, you have to put in Texas. You have to put them in.
You do. You can't leave out Texas if Texas beats Oklahoma State.
So let's say
I don't know how they're going to do this.
Let's say everyone but Georgia wins in the top 4. Everyone but Georgia wins in the top 4. Does the top 4? This is what I think it looks like. Then it would be Michigan, Washington at 2, then Texas, Bama, right?
I mean, I think so. Do they kick out Florida State and then here's what could happen, though. They could kick out Florida State.
Yeah, go ahead.
What they could do is they could go Michigan, Washington, Florida State, and then just put Texas there. But here's the thing. That's so... Maybe it's not... I think they would put Bama in and kick out Florida State. Because I've always been well, they're undefeated, they're more deserving. Look me in the eyes right now. And tell me Florida State's better than Alabama or Texas. They're not.
That was my thing too, because you
just not.
You texted me the rankings yesterday and you asked me what I thought, and I said I think right now this is the right rankings, because as long as Florida State remains undefeated, they deserve a spot. So I'm with you on that. As long as they're undefeated, they should be in the top 4 and they should be playing in the playoff, because they've got the best record. They haven't lost, So it's like
the thing is though, if Bama wins if I'm a voter and Bama wins the SEC, I would put Bama and Texas in and leave out Florida State. That's what I would do.
It sucks, but I think I agree with you. Because Florida State, I don't know, though. I don't know. But, yeah, like you said, Bama's truly the team that can just cause so much chaos with a win over Georgia in the SEC championship. So, it just...
And then you get down to, well, do they keep Georgia in? But I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
So, there are 8 teams, and only 4 are going to make it. So... Let's go through picks. Yeah. Let's go through picks. Pac-12 title. I think Oregon will win. And this is not me trying to rag on Washington. Oregon is actually a 9.5 point favorite in this game. That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not even that I think Oregon's better than Washington. I think these teams are like 50-50 talent-wise. Washington won the first matchup. Oregon, I think, will win the second. It's really hard to beat a team like that twice. Mm-hmm. I think Oregon's going to win. Do you think are you agreeing with Oregon?
I think so. I think that's the right pick. I think Oregon will be able to go back to the film from their loss against Washington. I think they'll be able to adjust. I think they could pull it off. Like, Oregon's been on a big hot streak. Like, they've been taking care of business. So I think it will come down to the Ducks in the end.
Yeah.
But the thing
is though, Oregon always loses a game near the end of the year. They always do it. They haven't done it this year, but we'll see. Oklahoma State and Texas. I think Texas will win.
I think so. Yeah.
I hope they lose. Only school that denied me. I would laugh my ass off if they don't get in the playoff. I think that'd be so funny. Michigan, Iowa. I'm gonna skip around. I'll give you a fun look. I'm pretty sure you've seen this. Guess what the over/under for Iowa points in the first half is?
Over/under for points in the first half?
Yeah.
7.
It's half a point. It's will they score in the first. Guess what the over/under is for points in the second half?
7.
It's also half a point. The over/under is will they score in either half? And my friend's like, dude, that's free money. That's free money. I'm like, you're betting on Iowa's offense. I want you to just remember that. You're betting on Iowa's offense.
My brother texted me. He said he was listening to a college football podcast this morning, and he said they talked about how Iowa is perceived nationally. Quote, if they were a fairy tale, they'd be the ugly duckling. If everyone was rooting for the ugly duckling to drown. So
I don't understand why people dislike Iowa so much.
That's my thing. Is like,
hey, you know what you're getting with Iowa. You're getting a not very good offense. They got the defense though. They got the defense.
It's the story of the university this year. It's just like, it's so funny because it's completely different spectrums. They have a historically great defense this year. Amazing defense, but also a historically bad offense.
Here's the thing, though. If you have that defense, you can be in any game. I think Michigan will win. But my final score prediction is Michigan's favored by 22. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say 21-3. Final score. Michigan wins.
I'm going to go final score. I'll give him a touchdown. Yeah. I'll give him a touchdown. Why not? No, I don't think so.
No.
I
was actually at the game 2 years ago when they beat them like 42-3.
Yeah.
I will say closest 42-3 game I've ever been to. Like 42. It was like a game for a while.
It was weird.
Basically what ended up happening is Michigan was up like 14-3 the majority of the game. And then Iowa would like get across midfield and then just not score. They like kept getting close, and then Michigan like tore the top off of them in the fourth quarter.
I will say final score. You said 21-3?
Yeah.
I'll go. Let's go 30-3. I think 30-3.
Okay. Louisville, Florida State. Florida State's favored by 1.5. They're going to be trotting out a backup quarterback who did beat Florida on the road. They're going to be trying to go to backup quarterback. Does Louisville rebound after the loss to Kentucky in this ACC title? I want Louisville to win this game so badly because Florida State, I don't want to see Florida State versus Georgia in the first round and watch Georgia roll them by 50 points. I don't want to watch it. I hope Louisville, I don't even hate Florida State. I don't even hate Florida State. I'd rather see Texas play Georgia because it'd be a better game. It'd be a better game. I think Louisville can do it. I really think they can do it.
I'm not sure if I'm on the same level as hype as you against Florida State, but I think that there is a case that Louisville could make it a battle.
I just don't think they're that good of a team. They have a win against LSU, a 3-loss LSU, but a good win against LSU. But then it's their next best win is Duke. They got Duke, Clemson, Pitt.
A lot of their big wins were in the very beginning of the season when we thought that these teams were going to be top-notch teams, which I think these games are still very much, I think we still should honestly hold them a little bit in higher regard because of the time that they played them. I'm going to sound like a hypocrite for saying that because I also gave Ohio State shit for the Notre Dame game. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hypocrite. Maybe I'm a hypocrite.
Here's the thing. I think Louisville's going to beat them. I think they're trying to go to backup quarterback, dude. They have to lose at some point.
Yeah.
They have to lose at some point. If they were starting, if Jordan Travis was healthy, I'd be all right, Georgia versus Florida State could be a good game. If they have to play Georgia, if they're the 4 seed, they're gonna kill them, bro. I don't even know their backup QB's name. He's gonna die.
Stop! He's already dead.
He's just a baby, bro.
Have you seen that meme?
Yes, I have. Oh my god.
Stop!
I think Louisville's gonna win. I think they bounce back angry. I think you could make the argument they could have been already preparing for this game instead of Kentucky. So I think Louisville beats them.
I think Florida State still edges out the win, I think.
Okay. They're going to win by 2, and then they're going to make
that's my thing. Is if they do win, it'll be a very close game, and it just... Yeah, I think Florida State's going to pull it off, and I think they'll still be in the number 4 spot.
All right. The big game, the one that really everyone's going to be watching with super intent, is Georgia versus Alabama. Bama ranked 8, but they're still undefeated and 11-1 overall. Undefeated in conference, 11-1 overall.
Mm-hmm.
They would be ranked probably number 2 if they didn't lose to Texas.
Now, I hate Bama just as much as the next guy.
So do I.
But I will say they have kind of been the dark horse this entire season. After that loss, everyone wrote them off. Everyone wrote them off. I wrote them off. I'm pretty sure you did as well. So the fact that they're in this position right now,
them off. Here's the thing. I'm looking at their schedule. I know you picked Ole Miss to beat them, but I picked Tennessee to beat them.
Looking back on that one, I don't know if that was a good pick.
Tennessee had them, bro. Tennessee had them up 20-7 at the half.
No. I'm saying my pick for Ole Miss. For Ole Miss, yeah.
Yeah, but you could also make a bit of the Florida State claim, oh, they barely beat Auburn. Oh, they barely beat Still though. They have the chance, though, to beat the number 1 team in the country. And Georgia, they've just been eviscerating teams. Because people were like, oh, wait till those last 3 games. They got to play Missouri, Ole Miss, Tennessee. 3 ranked teams. Wait till Georgia has to play them. They're probably going to drop 1 or something. 30-21, 52-17, 38-10. I think this is lining up just like 2021.
Yeah.
Where Michigan beat Ohio State, and then later that day, Alabama needs a miracle to beat Auburn, but then they beat number 1 Georgia anyway. Georgia opens at a 5-point favorite. I just don't see any way they beat Georgia. I just think Georgia's going to beat them.
I think they can beat them.
They can.
They definitely can.
Can and will are 2 different things.
Yes, I don't. They definitely can beat them. I just don't think they will because this is Georgia's game that they're looking forward to. Like they've been preparing for this one.
I know
for quite a few weeks now. You know they have.
I
know they have.
I know Bama has a really good defense. Who's guarding Brock Bowers?
Yeah.
Like, I think Georgia's going to beat them. Unfortunately, I do. So the way I see it, Georgia wins, Michigan wins, Oregon wins, Texas wins, and then Florida State loses. So I guess what I am predicting for my playoff is number 1 Georgia, number 2 Michigan, number 3 Oregon, number 4 Texas.
I think so. For me, I have everybody but.
You have Florida State winning.
I have everyone but everyone but Washington winning.
Yeah.
So for me, that would be 1 Georgia, 2 Michigan, 3 Florida State, 4 Texas. I think.
Or wait, so you think?
I think they would.
No, you would have It would be Oregon. It'd be.
Oregon. Good Lord, Jesus, Oregon. Yes. So one Georgia, 2 Michigan, 3 Florida State.
Here's the thing.
Jeez,
right?
why do I keep saying Texas? God damn. Oregon.
Here's the thing. If it comes down to a 1-loss Oregon or a 1-loss Texas, it should be Texas. This is coming from someone who really dislikes Texas. It should be Texas.
For me, I like both Oregon and Texas this year, so I wouldn't mind seeing either of them in the playoff, really. I think they can both definitely compete. So it would.
I just think, I get Oregon would have a win over Washington, but they'd also have a loss against Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, here's the thing, though. Georgia's going to beat Bama, and then they'll be like, good job, Texas. You beat a 2-loss Bama. That's what they're going to say. I don't know.
Regardless,
I just don't want to see Florida State in. I just don't.
You just don't want to see it.
I just don't want to see it.
So, question, the likelihood, even though they're ranked higher, the likelihood that Ohio State makes it in is very slim to none. But there is a sequence that happens that they do get in.
So
it's a lot that has to happen, and I'm trying to remember what it is. I know.
Here's what I think it would be.
I think
it'd be Georgia, Michigan, Washington all win.
So Florida State loses, and Oregon loses.
Florida State loses, Oregon loses, Texas loses, and then Bama would have lost.
Yeah,
that's not even that unrealistic.
So
bro.
Everyone,
it's not even that unrealistic.
So everyone has to lose, but the top 3.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: if Washington wins, then there goes Oregon, and then if Georgia wins, there goes Bama, and then. Dude, pretty much all they need is Louisville and Oklahoma State to come through. That's all they need. Dude, they're going to make the playoff, bro. Come on.
I don't think so, man.
I didn't think it was that likely of a possibility, but damn.
It is, that's the likely situation that would have to happen, I think. So, for me as a Michigan fan, I need Oregon to win. I need Texas to win. Yeah, just Oregon and Texas need to win.
Or Texas, really. You only need one of those.
Yeah, either or, really.
Yeah. Here's my biggest thing. Dude, what are they going to do if Bama wins? What do they do if Bama wins?
Like you said, they're the dark horse, and like you said,
there's no way they keep out a 1-loss SEC champ. There's no way.
I don't think so, man. I think you're right.
Here's what I think would happen.
Basically, if Bama wins, then
I think they would hop Texas. They might just hop Texas.
So if Texas loses but Bama wins,
then that's easy. Then if Texas loses,
you think they would give it to...
Because Texas would have 2 losses.
Oh, that's fair. I forgot about that. Yep.
But even if Bama wins, they can't. They absolutely cannot keep Bama out. But here's the thing. If Bama wins, you can't keep out Texas. But then they're going to be like, oh, we still have Oregon above Texas. So it's just going to be so hard.
It's going to be chaos. And someone's leaving very pissed off that day.
Yeah.
Very pissed
There's going to be one team that's going to be like,
how did you cover?
How did this happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. We can let fate decide.